Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka spaghettymodels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, Trump Nation.
Sticker Mule is the fastest and easiest way to order custom stickers and more. Simply select the product you want.
They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, good morning. Start over. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning. I got dogs. Longo had to jump off of me, and now he's jealous because I went and grabbed Louie. So let's make him jealous. Anyway, all right. Looks like we're streaming live. Hey, what's going on? Peak season week. Peak hurricane seasons this week. We are on the top of the roller coaster. I can't say it's all downhill from here because we know that we can still have storms. But technically, it is all downhill this week. That's a positive way to look at it. That's what we do. We'll stay positive. So, yep. Tina's asking about Hawaii. Yep, they luckily are south of Kiko. Hey, get over here. Come on, stop that. And we'll look at some questions here in a little bit. Just want to say hello. We'll let everybody checked in. We got people watching on TikTok, X, YouTube, and, of course, Facebook. So, good morning. We've got not a lot to talk about tropics-wise, which is, I'm sure most everybody is excited about. You know, there are some in the industry, though, that need storms. So, not everybody's excited. And I understand both sides. I just stay down the middle. Right, buddy? This is a little long ago. So we're going to have a 2-dog morning today, since both of them want to come up here. And then we're about ready to get a yawn here in a second. That's about when you normally do your yawn, right? About right now? Longo's almost 17 weeks now, maybe? I don't know. So where's everybody chiming in from? We'll say hello for a few minutes. Brad, yep. Always watching October. Steven, yep. Morning there. TikTok, what's up? Little mama. Nick. Morning. Nothing in the tropics if you're tuning in to stress about. We're going to talk about maybe some long-range stuff, but if you're coming in right now, There you go, Mac. I appreciate you tuning in over there, man. Longo was named, good question, because we were big Tampa Bay Rays fans, and we had a cute picture of Hunter between two Longoria bobbleheads. And the day that Hunter passed was Longoria Day at the Rays, and we were listening to an interview with Longoria on the radio when we got the news. So we're like, you know what? That just sounds pretty cool. Louis and Longo. So there you go. Kind of an interesting name. And you know what's funny? He's very long. He is very long. He's got a long neck. Long neck bottle. So, anyway. Oh, Lynette from Cape Coral. There's that yawn. What's up, Ruth? Morning, Niceville, Darren, Cape Coral, Mary. You watch my buddy Matt Devitt down there, Wink News. He's a real meteorologist. I'm a wannabe. Somebody reminded me this weekend. Brittany, good morning over there on YouTube. Sun City Center getting busy over there. Population. I remember when Sun City Center and Ruskin and Gibson Tim were little towns, and not anymore, right? Lisa Clark from Myrtle Beach. You know, I've never been to Myrtle Beach. I cannot believe it. We've been to Panama City a bazillion times. Just never been to Myrtle Beach. One day we will. Chastity over there on TikTok. Tyler, Texas. Tasha from Orlando. Good morning, Terry. Good to see everybody. Yeah. How about the football this weekend? Pretty darn exciting. We're going to talk about that. Morning. Yeah, you needed that. Lacey needed the Longo yawn. All right, let's do Louis real quick because I can't do both dogs. We got to talk weather here eventually. All right, so we'll say goodbye to Longo. Say bye, buddy. He's still a little puppy. You're still a good boy. Let's let Louis say hi, and then we'll put him down. Good morning, Ryan Anderson. Good morning, Monique. So, there you go. There's my man, the original. Traffic's terrible over there. Yeah, Charlotte, Port Charlotte, Florida. The games were great. Some years I'm not excited about football. Other years I am. This is the year that I am. Hey, we got some exciting news coming up. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Maybe exciting if you want to meet and greet the dogs and me. We got 2 meet and greets next week, Tuesday at Apollo Beach. And speaking of Apollo Beach, next Tuesday, and we got one on Thursday at Cocoa Beach. So we're going to the beach theme next week, okay? We'll be bringing the dogs. I'm going to have a graphic to post today that they're putting together. And we'll have our spaghetti model IPA there. Already selling out. But you'll be able to pick some spaghetti model IPA up there that I'll be able to sign for you. We're going to bring the dogs. Tuesday it might be chilly. We might have a cold front coming through, so it might actually be nice outside. But we're going to bring the dogs to the meet and greet so you can come see Longo and Louie. Okay? Cold front. Ryan, we'll talk about cold fronts in the hurricane season. But, all right. Bucks game was unbelievable, Ian. Oh, my God. I never was so excited in all my life. It was unbelievable. We had a little storm come through here. We had a pretty healthy-looking outflow boundary. Bobby Deskins gave me a lesson in meteorology. See, I have admitted a bazillion times over the last 21 years I am not a meteorologist. And I think 99% of the people know that. But there's a trend now of people reminding people he's not even a real meteorologist. And I'm like, I'm not! I never said I was. But I learn weather every day. You know, I could probably get the endorsement from about 50 real meteorologists, but I won't do that unless I have to. But Sarah was storm chasing here in Oldsmar, and the outflow boundary usually doesn't have any rain attached. It's the rain that comes after it. And it rained really hard here in Oldsmar. I cannot believe it didn't make it to the Rays game. Well, good news. I thought it was, but it kind of fizzled out the time we got to the Rays. Now, we had a lot of storms last night, but hey, so we went to meet Amika. 2 touchdowns yesterday. Okay, nice guy. We talked weather because he's from up in the northwest U.S. We talked weather. Shamelessly, I've mentioned Mike's Twitter page. The Bucks invited us over there for a special little event, and we got to talk weather. And he had 2 touchdowns yesterday. We were so excited. I'm going to get a number 2 jersey, Brandy. I know people that bought the number 9, and then he went to number 2. Field goal kickers were on vacation. Yeah, well, we missed this extra point, and they missed a field goal. So, and then we got Grammatica, USF. He was a Buccaneer. He's kicking field goals for USF now. Pretty awesome. So today is the last day. We're going to pull our winners from our OSR line worker pictures. So I tagged it. I pinned it on top of the page. So the only way to know if you win is I'm going to edit the title with the winners' names. You will not be notified by anybody but me. So we'll put the winners' names on the top of the description maybe later today. I think we're going to mail a couple of those out too, because we had public line worker photos, and we actually had line worker photos. So I'd like to do 2 of those. So we'll talk about that. There's the satellite. Let's talk about the weather. Not a lot in the weather world, but I studied enough, Jamie. I agree. I'm not, I think I've learned a lot. Shout out to my girl Julie, picking me up some coffee today. Did my five days of walking today. Have I inspired anybody to do it? It's just starting the habit. Now I look forward to it. What do they call that, Jake? What do you call the guy that finishes last? What? Morning, Kitchen. How's South Florida? Good morning, Stacy from St. Augustine. Nikki said they had some flooding in New Smyrna Beach. Yeah, that's that low pressure flowing in that moisture from the Atlantic. I want to know the joke there, Shelly. Anyway. All right, so let's talk about it. So you got a little blob here, nothing to worry about. Let me show you the wind map. Pretty cool to see this. We've had this lingering front. Now, I got excited today because we're posting about a cold front. And you know I love my fire pits. We're actually going to, this lingering front, I swear I asked somebody yesterday, has any long-time weather followers ever seen fronts linger like this? I mean, I swear it's been like 2 months we've had a lingering front. Well, it's finally going to get a push, it looks like, out of here. But we've got this little low. I'm telling you, it's sneaky. These little guys, I mean, there's a lot of wind shear. Nothing's showing up in the models, but if you're wondering, the New Smyrna Beach comment, you got a pretty hefty flow coming in, driving the moisture, and then all this flow is bringing in moisture randomly too. So that's kind of the pattern we're going to get today. That's why we had rains overnight. We just had these pop-up little storms spinning around this low. Now this low is also bringing in warm, moist air. And this flow is bringing in dry, cool air from the north. So that's pretty neat, right? This other little blob that a couple people were asking me about down here is interesting. It's not gotten any mention from the NHC. So we're not worried about it. It's just entangled in that intertropics convergence zone. So somewhere right in here, there's a blob right here that's, flaring up. But nothing's marked from the NHC. It's moving along at a pretty good clip. But you never know. Some of the models are showing it actually, well, it doesn't matter. Waves make it west this time of year. And then we start getting the CAG set up where you start getting moisture flowing this way, picks up a wave, and that's how we get stuff down here. So it's a combo of waves, CAG. This is where we'll probably be watching the rest of the year. But it's too early to say that. It's only 9/8. But the way these fronts are coming in, holy cow. Look at it. All right, so I got some random images to talk about weather today. So there's that flow. We got this low. We're going to have moisture today. This is not a lot of flooding. It's just isolated chances for some heavy rain. Storming every day, Erica, yep. But you're going to have a break. Remember how we were below average rainfall? Mother Nature always figures out a way to average things out. Central Florida looking a little wet. Tasha Lee, yep. Random rains. Not all day rains, just random rains. Beast Athletics, you started by coincidence. That's cool. Hey, good for you. There you go, Lee. Let's do it. But I did have one extra picture of my buddy Paul. And Julie drives. She doesn't drink. Get all those people on there. You better not be driving. Of course I'm not driving. Come on. Uber's my friend and Julie. So at least I'm walking. Had to get one more. It was International Beer Day, or Beer Lovers Day. So this is the pattern for the week. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I swear it's the same graphic. Look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Guess what? Drum roll. Friday. Starting to see it slide a little farther south. So Monday rains, Tuesday rains, Thursday rains, Friday. I don't even know what days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By the weekend, might be out of here. Hey, you don't see this very often. Day 3, day 7 hazards map. Not a thing other than rain in Alaska. Look at that. Unbelievable. There's not fog. There's not storms. I mean, nothing. Rarely do you see that. So I posted this morning. Couldn't believe it. I was talking to my dad last week about our first 60-degree mornings, and he I remember growing up, he had a really cool picture in his bathroom of an old train, and he would write on there with the marker the first 60-degree mornings and the first freeze every year. And we were talking about the first 60s here in Pinellas County, and they're inching in, and there's a chance we might see our first 60s this weekend. Now the Euro's always a little aggressive on temperatures. Oh my God. Longo's got mom's shoe, and I don't know if I should let him get it or not. Should I? He's really tearing it up. Hang on a second. Come here. Julie would not have been happy. He was over there. So, we'll see. But there's a chance. And what got me believing it is the surface charts were showing blue all the way down past the Keys. So, what do we think about that? So there's the surface chart map I was mentioning. Never even paid attention to these much, but I do now. But look at that. So that's a sign. Frontal line Saturday. And it's, might push through on Sunday. So these are anomalies, the blue. So blues are temperatures a little bit cooler than normal. So yeah, there you go. I need to get some wood. Nobody sells wood around here. When we went to Daytona, they looked at me like I was crazy. Who buys firewood in August? All right, there's that. What else I got to open up here? There's another one that confirmed the chances of some weird, cooler feeling air. Now, I always said to go to Halloween. Hey, Perry, Dana, what's up over there? Say hi to my TikTokers over here, too. I don't want to lift you guys out. So I always thought about Halloween Horror Nights. Like, I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights when it's actually kind of cool outside. It might be this weekend. This is dry air. When I saw the dry air this is on tropicaltidbits.com. These are humidity. That's brown is very dry, very low humidity this Saturday, Sunday. And if you look at these wind barbs, any barbers out there? Look at the wind barbs. Direct cool air coming straight down. Look at that. So if we get a little bit of flow off the Gulf, the coastal areas will stay a little bit warmer and moister. But the inland areas, not too far from the Gulf, will experience some pretty cool temperatures. So there's a guy in Daytona that sells wood. Well, I don't think I'm going to go over to Daytona, but maybe. Jay, when do you know? Well, you've already had 60 degrees up there, right, Jay? It was cool this morning. Monique, yeah, there's going to be some random pop-ups today. So, but anyway, that's pretty neat. Cold front driving south. So tropics. Let's talk about tropics. Everybody wants to talk about the tropics. Right now, there's nothing. This is the peak week. Remember I was saying it used to be 9/11, which is this week too. 9/10 is what I've been reading now is the official middle part of hurricane season. So, either 9/11, 9/10. It's this week. Hey, we got nothing on the radar. Oh my God, I can't believe it. No crayons, nothing. Yes, it's so weird. I'm telling you. We've got these fronts. We got this unbelievable, stable, dry, dusty air. We got the front down through the Gulf, which create a lot of wind shear. So yeah, just not your typical peak season. So we'll see. I'm not gonna make something up that's not there. Okay, conditions look very favorable for something down the road, and but I am not gonna analyze things because even the big dogs are baffled. Look at Invest 91, went from 90% to poof in one day. Like 90%. Has anybody ever seen a 90% NHC highlighted spot go to nothing that fast? I mean, that was crazy. I mean, you saw the dry air. It kind of pivoted down into it, but yeah, anyway. So there's their graphic this morning. I made it. I thought it'd be different. It's kind of wanted to show the blob because everybody's talking about the blob. Blah, 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 blah. Winter crypto says we'll be in La Nina winter for a little while. I cautiously didn't say the Q word this week there, Mr. Jim, because I know people get mad at me about that, and I can understand that. Yeah, that Robin Peters, you're right. That little low has just been parked out there. It's just a lot of wind shear. You know, you got a lot of wind shear with this, okay, you know, with that jet stream just parked over the southeast. Constant wind shear. So, all right, there's that. What else we got up for you? Kiko, I did talk about Kiko real quick. I just want to let you know. And I got the website updated. It's not like, you know, I didn't post a lot about it because it looked like it was going to miss Hawaii. So it's going to stay to the north, luckily. One time it was directly in the path, but might get a little effects, maybe, but probably not. Maybe just marine. No big worries, luckily. Here's your ensemble map. These go out 10 days. Rich Ryan, those are questions I just don't know. The NOAA cuts. I know they hired some, they cut some. I don't know. The model, the one satellite they went ahead and left running. I don't know if they decommissioned it or not, but I don't think it's effective. I mean, personally, I don't think it. I mean, the models, the models are the models, and they've been terrible too. So I think it's the fact that Mother Nature's just been getting very unpredictable. Look at Hurricane Otis. Not one model predicted that to be more than a tropical storm, and it turned into a Cat 5. So I don't know. I just think you just stay aware, and it's just. And there was a time 10-day models would agree, and they'd pretty much always be right. But now they're just all over the place, and I don't know. Don't know. I do know the Google AI model has been doing pretty good. So, Carol says there's firewood at Publix. Cool. Data collection methods possibly rich. I mean, you could correct weather balloon data. I just haven't read enough to make an opinion that is justified. How about that? I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't read enough buzz about it lately. It's a good question though. Hey, everybody wants to know why. But there's been a lot of hurricane hunter missions. I mean, bottom line, hurricane hunters feed most of the data to the models. Who knows? Don't know. So these look out 10 days. Okay. Two things I want to point out. There's a couple waves maybe. The Euro's been sniffing a wave that could be the end of each spaghetti line is the 17th of September. That's 10 days from today. So if we had something in this general area, it'd be the 17th, 10 days. Okay, that's kind of the education part of letting people know what these ensembles mean. So in 10 days, worst case, we could see something here. Very few members are showing it, so very low chances right now. But there are, a little bit more action in other ways. But look at that general north. The Caribbean has been really, really the spot that's had no modeling going through there, nothing. Like, Caribbean's definitely blocked. But the GFS keeps showing up the same thing we talked about last week. This won't back down the idea of something pulling up here that I'll show you a few latest models from the GFS. But the Euro's not. So, there's no areas that deserve like 24/7 news coverage, because I'll be that guy. So right now we just kind of sitting back and see what Mother Nature brings. There are patterns. Look who wants to come back up. I knew you would, man. This dog cannot get enough of me. So I'm just not going to make something up that's not there. I do know, like I said before a million times, the things that we look at, the ocean heat content is incredibly warm, second or third hottest in the last 10 plus years. We're going to be in possible La Nina at the end of the season, which is low wind shear. Water. It's just like, the seasons that are busy in the Caribbean and the Gulf have certain conditions that we're going to see. How about that? When we were in El Nino years in this late September, October, since 2000 or 2010, I forget. Anyway, basically there was 19 hurricanes that affected the continental U.S. in did I do 2010? I think I did 2010. So like 2000, it's almost correct. I don't know what year I put the data in, but whatever the case may be, 19 hurricanes, 17 were in neutral La Nina years. Only 2 hurricanes in September, October were in El Nino years, and that was Irma and Florence. Well, Michael was too. I wonder why that didn't pop up. Well, anyway. A lot more activity in La Nina neutral years. How about that? Yeah, I wonder why when I did that graphic, I did Michael. What was the parameter that I used? I forget. Maybe it was. Well, anyway. That's that. All right, let's look at some ensembles here on Weather Nerds. So these are pretty cool. You go here to loop, hit get loop, and get loop, and then you can fast forward. So notice this low's off the coastline or old fronts. These are just low pressure lines. These aren't organized systems. It's just kind of showing you, a wave here, just maybe one of these waves. This is the area that we need to watch. This would be the 14th. And we're starting to see some lift up into the Gulf, 18th. Most of these out in the Atlantic are either fizzling or curving. But this would be obviously a more watched area because there's a lot of activity showing up in Central America. So definitely a little bit of, reason to keep an eye on this in a week plus. Long way away. Nothing's coming to Florida. No. There's zero anything out there to worry about. Zero. So there's that. The European ensembles are not showing much. These are the 6Z. Let's go to 00Z. So in the Euro, you want to see consistency. There's a little wave here. There's that first one that might get lifted up. I think that might be that blob that is picking up on it. That's out there currently right now. So, the NAC does not have that blob marked. The blob I'm talking about is this blob right here. So this right here is not marked by the NHC. It's got a little bit of spin because it's in that intertropical convergence zone. But some of the Euro is picking up on it a little bit. So we'll see if they mark it. And basically, there's two areas here on the Euro and the recent run. This goes out 10 days. This is the 17th. 10 days from now. So you notice there's really nothing popping down here. I'm going to go to longer range ones. But I am curious about the Google ensembles now. Since Invest 91, they did pretty good with that because it didn't develop. Google not doing anything with that first wave. And then we go out past 10 days right here. Nothing in the Caribbean. Maybe a wave. But notice that west-northwest motion. You could almost guarantee that it's going to pick up on every wave when you're talking peak season. Same thing. Nothing. A couple of them down here in the Gulf. I mean, there you go. I mean, to be official statement, you would say anything in September is going to be watched. Going camping. I'm not going camping. Every time we go camping, you know what happens. So let's look at the individual runs. So this is interesting. The GFS will not back off the idea of something coming up. This would be the 16th. Going up. Euro's not showing it. This is the 18th. I'm surprised this does not have. I'm really surprised I haven't seen this all over the internet by now. Has anybody saw the GFS runs, or is everybody tired of hurricane season? So, and then it's picking up a wave way down the road, on around the 20th. So, but this is the GFS. It keeps showing the same darn thing here. This would be the 16th. Pulls it up. That'd be the 19th. And then last night's 18Z. So, I mean, that's really the only initial areas that are keeping popular on models, at least. If you go to the Euro and same time frame, nothing. So usually we don't look at operational runs that far ahead, but I just wanted you to know that the GFS is showing that. Could be a phantom storm, but we look at things like ensembles. Let's look at longer range ensembles. The one thing that caught my eye a little bit, I'll show you here in a second. These are your 10-day ensembles. We go 15 days. Obviously, a couple little members out of 51. Very low odds. That wave that is picking up now still ends up trying to curve. So this basically just says no stress. The GFS ensembles shown quite a few more in that Caribbean, which, just more than anything makes sense for this time of year. It starts to pick up something around the 14th, but you're just getting a few of them lifting up. Most of these are curving. So again, that would be the spot to kind of keep an eye on. There's no more, no less, maybe a little more than last week. A little more support. Looking at tropical storm percentages, though, on the Euro, this is interesting. This is the 16th. This is a blend of models that come together, and that's decent. Usually you don't get tropical storm percentages unless you're starting to get a little bit more. So this, 15th, 16th, one of these waves, and then that's it. Maybe the wave behind it. So the general thought process in the Euro has been a couple waves, one leading the other, both of them kind of curving. Very little support here. And until it really starts to show support there, I'm not going to talk too much about it. But the general setup is this CAG setup. It's pretty fascinating. You can see it really well on Tropical Tidbits if you click it. Low 850 millibar, let's say. You start to see a general rotation of winds and vorticity down there. And I'm sure the GFS is showing it because it's actually spitting up a system from it. So here's a general CAG setup. You can see it really well. These are wind barbs, and you can see the general rotation. These winds are actually circling Central America. A lot of storms start this way, and we get energy that gets kicked out and goes north. And that's kind of what the GFS has been showing with the idea. See, a lot of times it'll kick out a storm in the Pacific at the same time. And that's because we're going to be having an enhanced MJO phase is a big thing we talk a lot about. Not today, though. But anyway, if all the conditions here, and see, watch, when you really fast forward it, let me show you how the GFS, what it does. Let me speed it up. Whoops, that's too fast. Let's do that right there. So I don't even know if that really helped at all or nothing. But you can just see the spinning up of stuff down there. So that's when you hear a CAG set up. That's what it is. Just a lowering of pressures in that general area, and eventually something might lift up. Sometimes they'll go to the Pacific. So it's being pretty aggressive on the idea of that setup. So. Hey, like that. Hey, like me now. That's right. Always a good chance for Eggos and waffles. Andy Zimmerman, thank you. 93. Are you talking about Ace? Oh, people? Oh, I appreciate that. I thought you were talking about Ace. Everybody talks about Ace. I never really get into Ace. That's it. Do you think with historic winter storms? I know Ryan Hall predicted a pretty busy winter coming ahead. Nobody predicted Florida snow last year. 8 inches. Panama City Beach. Did I get my flip-flop back? Which one? Oh. Julie's? You're the one earlier? Yeah. Now little Longo's sleeping on me. I swear he's learned. Remember my joke weeks ago? He knew he wasn't supposed to crawl under my desk, and every time I did, I went and got him. Well, then during one of my mornings, he wanted my attention, and one thing Longo does is so cute. He taps me. I don't think we ever had a dog tap when he wants to be held. So I didn't pick him up. Guess where he went? Over there. And just now, I think he went and got that flip-flop because he knew I'd have to go get him. And now he's on my lap, laying peaceful. So I think he's figured out a way to get attention like a little kid. He said, all I got to do is be bad. My dad comes and gets me. He's so little. Look at him. He's still little Longo. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Give me a side-eye look. So we go to about 10. We're going to say hello if anybody's got anything specific. And we'll flip on over to the Brew Crew side. Other than our big ABC meet and greets next week, I don't have a lot coming, man. 2 weekends ago was long. So we had a 3-hour beer release party at Tampa Bay Brewing Company and talked to people the whole 3 hours. And I was at the home show for literally Saturday and Sunday. Talked probably 10 hours straight to people. It was great. I love people. But man, it'll wear you out. So it felt good to unwind this weekend and rest a little bit. And then, like I said, we don't really have a lot coming up this week, I don't think. Did a big Zoom call last Friday. Someone from Gulf Coast University down in Fort Myers. Hopefully she does a good article on Hurricane Ian. So, but there you go. He's a cool dog, Ruth. Yeah, he's just a puppy. But he's pretty laid back. I'm the dog whisperer. Right, buddy? You a good boy? Yeah. Oh. All right, open it down. Well, that's it. Hey, man. Jennifer, I am. Oh, you got firewood? Loots? Look at that. Thank you, Tom. I'm over there at the Brew Crew. I'll look at that. I definitely need some wood for Talladega. What's up, Mr. Bill? Bob, I woke him up. Oh, there you go, Judith. You thought of Lango. How about my sign with Emily this morning? That's a true statement. Our subdivision has a sign that says no outlet. And Julie asked her, I'll never forget this. I was in the car. She says, what does that mean, Emily? She goes, I don't know. There's nowhere to plug your phones in. She was completely serious. And I'm probably, hate to admit it, she's probably still in high school when she said that. Like, what? It's me, Jay-Z. Hello. I do not have a formal degree. No, I do not. Never said I did. Or you must be trolling me. Oh, he's growling at something. See you, Mr. Gary. I did take my camper to Smokies and see Rob one time, a couple times. We did. We went to a campsite. We went to Gatlinburg one time, and then we went to a campsite on the way to Talladega one year via Georgia, and those were my younger adventurous days. Pulling a camper on a state park at night. Not realize. What are you barking at? What? What do you see? Everybody's barking now. All the dogs are barking at something. Can I do a 5-second recap, Courtney? 5 seconds. Lingering front remains in Florida, up in chances. Tropics are quiet as we near peak season. How about that? Don't sleep on Bristol. What's that? Bristol, Tennessee? NASCAR? Anybody watch NASCAR? I love NASCAR, but man, they got to make it exciting again. Because I'm telling you what, when it's more exciting to watch the Rays play. Alfred wants to know, he's got PTO waiting on his first hurricane. What are you looking at, Longo? There's something in our... I always worry the day that the dogs are barking at something and there might actually be something in the house, like a snake or something. And we live on a preserve that has a lot of animals. Barbara wants to know about anything. Listen, there's nothing on my radar right now to be worried about anything. Or anybody else's radar. Just nothing. So, the Invest 91 was the most interesting storm we've had in a long time, that I went from 90% to nothing. What are you barking at? What do you see over there, buddy? Now he's got me really curious. Longo, come here. Probably go over there and there's like a... He sees something over there. I gotta go. Hold on. I can't leave y'all hanging. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you seeing? Oh, you knocked the plant over. Okay. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. He pulled a plant off the little table. Now it's laying in the middle of the room. And he keeps peeking around the corner looking at it. Like, golf, maybe, yeah, Gary, that's definitely an area to watch. Always kind of, we'll go over the conditions more tomorrow, but man, the conditions are there. It's just, we don't have anything. Simple as that. Anyway, all right. Well, that's it for me. Hey, big shout out to my crew over here at Fran Hosh. Look at that. Florida Strong. Y'all know her. She's on every billboard in Florida. Their main office is right down by my dad's house, not even half a mile away. And we're going to do some fun stuff together. They do a lot of charities and a lot of events around our Tampa Bay area, and couldn't think of a nicer company to work with in our area. And really, she's just doing it because they like Sarah. They actually had elk flew in last year, real reindeer, and had the most coolest Christmas card. And they had Sarah come over, Fran Hosh, and got to see Santa Claus and real reindeer, and it was a great memory for Sarah because she loves animals. All right, we will see everyone tomorrow. Tacos tomorrow, James. Yes, and the cold front. No, we talked about the cold front. Yep. There's a big cold front coming this weekend. Nobody else talking about it yet, so hopefully it's not a bust. No clue. Have a great time, St. Martin. You're going to be great. No, nothing to stress about at all. It's this time of year. You just never know. But, you know, we got to go with models and consistency. And right now, there's just nothing. I'm not going to overanalyze things until we start to see something. You know, I told you about the MJO coming in the middle part of the month. That's still on radar and some other things. So, you know, there you got. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Okay. Appreciate you joining Facebook, YouTube, X, and TikTok. And we're going to stay over on MWP chat here. If you guys got any questions over there, let me know. Okay, that's it.